So before we start today's video, I just wanted to give a short message due to the circumstances that we're in, especially with our oppression and racism that's been going on. And in fact, it's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And finally, I feel so happy today that we are working to try and find a solution to this. And I just wanted to say, if you are not in this race against racism, and you do not support this movement, then I kindly request you to unsubscribe from my channel and not view any of my videos, because I do not need views from people who are not going to stand against oppression. And that being said, I want to say I have my full support to this, and I really, really want to see some change come into our country that is long, long overdue. So if you go down into the description right below the like button, there's going to be a couple of links to where you can go and help support these movements, whether it's signing a petition, giving some donations. I'll link a video. All you have to do is just watch the video for absolutely free, and the ads are going to be running on it, which is going to help bring ad revenue, and all that money will be gone to the cause to fight against racism. So that being said, let's move on to the video. What's up? Welcome back to another video. So we have the Pitaka case, we have the Evutec case, as well as now the Latercase. So out of these three carbon fiber Aramid cases, which one is the best one? We're going to be discussing that in today's video. Okay, thank you so much for listening to that. That was some important information. We're back over here with our regular background, ready to start. And before we do, just please make sure to smash that like button. It would help out a lot. So now, finally, let's start talking about our cases. So these carbon fiber Aramid cases are known for their nice texture and simple looks. So we're gonna start off by talking about their packaging, then we'll talk about their build and their looks, and then we'll talk about some extra features from each company, and finally we'll finish off with the pricing and which one is best for you. Alright, so starting off with the packaging. Between these three companies, we have the Pitaka case, the Latercase, as well as the Evutec cases. Starting off with Pitaka, I would think that they have the best designed packaging. They have all the labeled information, they have the case pictured on it, and it's a nice box. Once you take it off, you can take this off. It has a really satisfying magnetic opening, and then inside there's a little thank you message with the case. So that's Pitaka. Pitaka's been in this carbon fiber cases creation for a few years now, so they're pretty professional in what they're doing. Now, next up, we have the Latercase box. The Latercase is developed by Unbox Therapy, and it's a pretty awesome new thing that he's added, and he's built a whole company based on these phone cases. The case itself is just very simple, white. It just says Latercase on it. Even previous models didn't even say anything on it, but again, it's not a huge deal. It does have that magnetic click in the inside. There's nothing inside, but again, it's not the best design, but it's not a big deal because the case is what we're really interested in. And the last, but probably the least actually, is your little Evutec case. So don't know what was going on over here when they made this. This is actually for the OnePlus phones. I mean, I don't know what about to say about this case. It's a little bit, not much of a box. Again, not a big deal. This is from the OnePlus themselves, so maybe that's why they had this smaller packaging. Maybe from Evutec themselves, they probably have better packaging. But that's pretty much it for talking about our cases here, the cases of the cases. So now let's get into the actual cases. Alright, so now we are going to be talking about our cases, starting off with their build and looks. So talking about the looks, they look very, very similar to me. And just one thing that I noticed in the Latercase, it has a little bit of a cooler tone compared to the Pitaka case as well as the Evutec case. But again, it's not a huge deal. They look very similar, besides the fact that the Latercase and the Evutec case have a little bit of a lighter look to them. So now let's get into the design of each one. So starting off with our Evutec case. Evutec has been manufacturing the cases for OnePlus. So all the carbon OnePlus cases are made by Evutec. That's why we have our OnePlus logo here. This specific This specific case was bought off of the OnePlus website, so that's why we have that logo here. But besides that, there's nothing else on the case. On the other two, actually, they're completely clean, so there's no branding or anything on the back of the case. One thing to note about the Evutec cases is that they have this rubber grip around the outside, so that's gonna increase your protection, but it's gonna sacrifice on the thin and sleek design that the other two cases are going for. So it's, at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to you whether you want a super minimal thin design and sacrifice on protection, or you want that protection but sacrifice on that minimal clean thin design. So now talking about the Latercase, one benefit that I found of Latercase is that it is more flexible, which helps with taking it on and off of your phone. It's very easy to pry off of your phone. The one problem with the Pitaka case, on the other hand, is that it's pretty rigid, and taking it off of your phone is much harder. And both of these cases are very thin and skin-like, so it almost like sticks onto your phone. So for the Latercase to be able to take it off easily is a real benefit. And then on the Evutec, since it has that border around it, it's pretty easy to take off, since it's not that skin-like feeling of the other two cases. And one more thing to note between your Pitaka case and your Latercase, since these are pretty similar, one difference that I found is that the Pitaka case has a little bit more coverage around the sides in relation to the Latercase. Both of them have the buttons completely open, and so you can click the actual buttons on the phone, not having to go through a case. Whereas on this Evutec case, you're gonna have to actually click on the case and go through the case to hit the buttons, which slows down the process a little bit. Not a huge issue, but some people like that, so you're gonna get that on your Pitaka case as well as the Latercase. One more thing to note between these is the texture. So the Pitaka case as well as the Evutec case have a similar, more smooth matte finish, and it's very comfortable and grippy to hold on to, whereas the Latercase is a bit more rough, still grippy, but it's rough on the back and you can feel the weave. So if that's a feeling that you're going for, you want to feel the weave of that carbon, then you're gonna want to go with the Latercase. I'll have to say, after a couple of days of use, even this one tends to smooth out a little bit, or you get used to it. So do not worry about it being too rough. But if you do love that weave feeling, then you might want to go for this one. I know Unbox Therapy spent a lot of time designing it, and he wanted to go specifically for this look. So that's why he had that finish applied to the back of the Latercase. So now we're going to talk about a couple things that is unique to each of the companies. The Evutec case, OnePlus carbon cases are all manufactured by Evutec, So if you get it from the OnePlus, that's why you're gonna have that OnePlus logo. Might have stated this earlier already, but just to note, Evutec also makes cases for other phones like iPhone, Samsung. So if you go on the Evutec website, you can get it from there. One thing to note about the Pitaka company is that they have a magnetic mount capability on this specific case. So if you are in your car and you want to have that magnetic capability, have your phone on top of a magnet to hold it in place, you can do that with the Pitaka case, as there are magnets inside, and Pitaka themselves sell a magnet mount, although it is pretty expensive. So I would recommend getting any third-party magnet. Just put it on your car, and then you can just put this on and you can get the job done for much cheaper. The other two companies, on the other hand, do not have any magnets inside of them. So if you're driving in your car a lot and you want that magnetic capabilities, the Pitaka is good to go. And even though it does have those magnets in it, all three of these cases are still wireless charging capable, so there's going to be no problems in that department. Pitaka also is, being a larger company, sells many other things, as well as Evutec does sell other cases, but Pitaka has cases for AirPods, other Apple products, and other products as well. Pitaka, one thing about Pitaka for iPhones is that they have multiple color options. So that's something you don't have in these other two companies. You only have this black and gray color twill, but on the Pitaka they have red, gold, green, different color twills mixed in with that gray, and they also have a different design twill. So if you want something more customizable and unique, you might want to pick the Pitaka case. One more additional thing to note about the Latercase is that Latercase is a newer company, so it does not have support for those older devices such as the iPhone 7 and older, or even Samsung S9 and older are not supported for the Latercase, so you might want to think about buying it from your Pitaka case, as well as maybe the Evutec case might be manufacturing those. And one more additional thing also about the Pitaka is that they do have a version that has that rim around it, similar to the Evutec case, which I have here, a different model that has that border around it, so it's more grippy, and it has a protection on it. So you can get a similar version, similar to that Evutec case, but for this video we're just talking about the original version. There's even a even thinner, which costs $10 additional, which is around $60 for the Pitaka case, which is, I think, in my opinion, pretty expensive. In that case, it's the light case. I don't know the name, but that one is 0.6 millimeters thin. But in that situation, I would just end up going with the Latercase, because this is also 0.6 millimeters thin, and it doesn't have the magnet, as well as the light case for this one doesn't have that magnet either. So this is going to be around $20 cheaper for the Latercase. So that's why for this video we're just comparing the stock normal base level case from Pitaka and Latercase and Evutec. So that's pretty much it for those special informations about each of the companies. And now finally to talk about the pricing. So coming in at the most expensive, we have the Pitaka case. This one right here goes for $50 for most of their cases. There's a few, like the iPhone SE, that's like $47, just like $2 or $3 cheaper, but majority of them are about $50. The Evutec case is on the OnePlus website. It's $39.95, so almost $10 cheaper than this one. And on Evutec website for iPhones and other companies, it's $39.99, so a few cents more expensive. And the cheapest one of them all is $1 cheaper than the Evutec case. This is the Latercase. It is just $39. I know it's a lot, but it's cheaper than the other ones. 39 US dollars. All these are in US dollars. So this one used to be 45, but Unbox Therapy dropped it for us to $39. So that is the cheapest one. So coming in, you need to decide which one is the best for you. If you need the cheapest possible out of these three, the Latercase is the cheapest. And if you want something that has a matte feeling, you want to probably go for the Pitaka or the Evutec. And if you want something that has that carbon Aramid case feeling, but if you still want something that has that grip around the outside to protect it from drops and whatnot, you're gonna want to go with that Evutec case, or even look into the more expensive Pitaka version. So that has been it for the video. Hope you guys got some information out of that. If you're interested in these cases, I'll link them down below, each of them. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and check out some other videos on this channel. But just like that, this video is about to be done. I'm out in 3, 2, 1.